Look, I made this the other day. If anybody knows anybody that works for Rockstar Games, tell them to put this shit in GTA 6 because it is dope. And as soon as I made it, I said, oh shit, this is for fucking GTA. And I got other ones too that would be good on the radio on there. Welcome to the Dollar Bill Show, episode 33. How awesome is that? Let me get this up and that up and this.
Everybody's got to hear the shit on W-Balls, W-Balls, W-Balls.
So yeah, so I was out riding my bicycle and I was in the alley behind my house, and then like up pulled the cops and was like, what are you doing back here? You can't ride your bike back there on the sidewalk. What's going on? I was like, what? I was like, I ran up to him and was like, I know I'm not doing nothing wrong, man. Like, what's going on? You look suspicious, and you're on your bicycle on the sidewalk. That's illegal. What are you doing around here? I live right here, man. I live in this building right out front. Well, just stay off the sidewalk. We have pedestrians in this area, and it doesn't look good. You look like a homeless person is what I really want to say. And that's what the fuck he really wanted to say. Like, he thought I was homeless until I told him that I lived there. And what it is like, they have fucking gentrified downtown and they turned it into a big open drinking zone where people can walk around with their drinks. And now, like, you gotta be careful where you ride your bike because there's fucking smashed Guinness bottles everywhere you look. And then, like, after that, I parked my bike and was just standing on the front sidewalk out there. And then, like, 4 of the fucking donut squad, they come by on fucking mountain bikes, dude. And, like, there was at least this one especially, dude, he hadn't been on a fucking bike or done any exercise in about 5 years other than fucking flushing the toilet at Wendy's, dude. He was a big boy. But anyway, they had to come by, all 4 of them on their mountain bikes, and have a show of force, I guess. And then, so the next morning, I was riding to get breakfast. And, okay, and let me go back here, okay? I had no idea that, and I looked it up and saw, yeah, it is. It's illegal in West Virginia to ride your bike on the sidewalk. But this is the only city, really, within an hour, other than Huntington, where there's so much, there's some people don't know how to drive in the city because West Virginia is a rural place. So, like, if they see a fucking bicycle on the street, they think that something's wrong with you, man, or something. They're like, so anyway, the next day, I'm riding to get breakfast, And I just said, fuck it, you got it. And I have my helmet on and all that shit, which I wear most of the time anyway, just because I've had so many fucking head injuries. And I care about myself now. Well, sure enough, on my way back from getting breakfast, I'm making room. You know, people can fucking do whatever, but people got road rage too. Soon as I fucking get on the road, this motherfucker honking the horn, fucking get on the sidewalk, get on the sidewalk, get on the fucking sidewalk, motherfucker. And I'm like, nah, dude, and then I started to explain to him, and I was just like, nah, fuck it. Don't waste your breath. I'm learning that too. Don't waste your energy on these fucking people, dude, when they want to argue and stuff like that. Like, there's one guy that's in my neighborhood that, like, if he sees me, that motherfucker will make a beeline to just argue with me, whatever the fuck I have to say. He just wants to argue with somebody and shit. So this guy, anyway, and I was just like, whatever, man. If I get run over, I guess this is my fate. And luckily, God has my back, and he just like he uses it all anyway. I think to just get you over what giving a fuck what anybody thinks or whatever.
I mean, you know, I don't really know what the official explanations are for what I'm doing.
The law. That was my official explanation for that. Okay, I'm gonna do something that I never thought I'd do. I'm gonna play a clip from Ronald Reagan.
At first, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. What eventually occurs is, first, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs. They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition. So soon, because of the prices made artificially high by tariffs that subsidize inefficiency and poor management, people stop buying. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. The memory of all this occurring back in the 30s made me determined when I came to Washington to spare the American people the protectionist legislation that destroys prosperity. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There are those in the Congress, just as there were back in the 30s, who want to go for the quick political advantage, who risk America's prosperity for the sake of a short-term appeal to some special interest group, who forget that more than 5 million American jobs are directly tied to the foreign export business, and additional millions are tied to imports. For those of us who lived through the Great Depression, the memory of the suffering it caused is deep and searing. And today, many economic analysts and historians argue that high tariff legislation passed back in that period, called the Smoot-Hawley Tariff, greatly deepened the Depression and prevented economic recovery. You see,
I really think what's going on is that they want to make the dollar not worth anything, and then they own all the commodities. So it just like they hopefully further enslave everyone. But I'm not going to stop talking about this stuff because, for one reason, and the main reason that I'm even here, is to tell you that Jesus Christ is real, and he's the way and the light, and the only way that you find peace and happiness is when you turn to him and ask him, get on your hands and knees and ask him to save your soul and to help you and come into your heart and take over your life, and you follow him. And he's real. I've seen him. He came to me when I was dying of a broken heart. After much work and much crying out to him, he came to me right in there on that couch, and he healed my broken heart. And if I don't say something about what these people are doing, Trump and all of these Christian nationalists, they're in no way, shape, or form representing the God that I worship. Because these people will kill people to uphold some tradition, but Jesus will break a tradition to save a person. And I just can't stomach it to sit around and not say anything. And what they're doing will fail. And if they live long enough, they will face trials and they will face prison. And deservedly so. Because there are no chosen on this earth. You see this all the time on YouTube. There's all these, you're one of the chosen, you're one of the chosen, and all this stuff. And it's like, no, we are all chosen. We're all equal. We're all from the same bloodlines. There's no special people other than the people who admit that no matter how hard they struggle and strive and try to survive and worship money, that is going to leave them empty and desolate and broken. And the only way that you get peace, like, look at this world that we're in. It is a fucking shitstorm. Like, it's a complete, total fucking shitstorm. But yet here I am, and I am just fucking feeling better than I have ever felt. And it's only because I have faith in Jesus Christ, because I have saw over and over and over countless times him show up, and it's a fucking miracle every time. And I wake up now every day and I'm like, something wonderful is going to happen to me today. And it always does. And it's just opening up your eyes. That wonderful thing might be me showing up to an NA meeting and seeing the people I love, like my true family, people that don't want anything from me. So I haven't even had my coffee yet today because I'm trying to wait like an hour and a half. It lets, like, you don't get as nervous, like cortisol out of your body. And I've found that to be true. So keep going. I love you very much. Have a good day.